In this tutorial, we're going to talk about setting up an autoresponder for an email campaign. Now let's first talk about what an autoresponder is. And an autoresponder is basically an email that you set up in advance that will automatically go out to a recipient if they perform some specific action on your email campaign in this case. So for this example, let's say I send out a newsletter to all my past clients. And within that newsletter, I have a little blurb in there that talks about our spring promotion that we're having. And in that blurb, I put a link that directs people to my website, to the specific page on my website that talks about this spring promotion. Now I know anybody who clicks on that specific link within my newsletter is probably interested in this spring promotion. So I can set up an autoresponder that will go out to anybody who clicks on that link and will give them some more information, some more details on my specific spring promotion. So let's go ahead and walk through the steps of setting up an autoresponder that'll do just that. So you want to start by going up to the Autoresponders tab and selecting Create an Autoresponder. And now you can see that all your contact lists that you have created in your account will show up here. And you first need to select the list that you want this autoresponder to apply to. So to be more specific, in my example, I need to select the list that I send my newsletter to. So in this example, I'm going to select the demo list because that's where my newsletter went. So you select your list and you click Next. And now the system asks you to give the autoresponder a name. And you want to give it a name that you'll recognize a little bit later on down the road as you start to create more autoresponders so you know what each autoresponder does and what it's associated with. So in this case, I'm going to call this one NL Promo Responder. And down here in the search options, you can see I have two options. The first one is always selected by default, and that is this autoresponder should go to all contacts in my list with the status of confirmed. Now that's basically going to send this autoresponder, once it's created and I hit save, it's going to send this autoresponder to everybody on the list. Now that's not exactly what I want in this case. This is normally reserved for when you create the autoresponder for a web form within Enforce. But in this case, we're creating the autoresponder for a specific email campaign. So if I select only contacts who match my search criteria, you see I get other basic details that I can filter by. The first one is I can send it out to anybody whose email matches a specific email address, for example, at yahoo.com. This would send this autoresponder to anybody who was on my list that had an email address ending in @yahoo.com. But that's not exactly what we want for this example. In this match format and match confirmed status, you want to leave these filled out as they are by default. So in my example, I want this autoresponder to go out when somebody clicks on that spring promotion link within my newsletter. So I'm going to go down to this specific clicked on link field. And if I check yes, I want to filter by link. So I have two options here, has clicked or has not clicked. So I want to select has clicked, and then it's going to show me any links that I have embedded to any campaign that I sent to this specific list that I chose in the very beginning. So here I can see this is my promo link. So now I'm telling the system that I want this autoresponder to go out to anybody who clicks on this specific link within my email campaign. And you can see down here there's even some more custom fields that you can filter by. And I'd like to point out as you go through, if you hover over these little question marks, we have a little summary of what these fields do and why you might use them. But let's go ahead and click Next. So now we're going to come to the autoresponder details. And this is just basically who the email is going to come from. The name that's going to appear in the person's inbox, the email address it's going to look like it was sent from, and the email address if they decide to hit the reply button where that email is going to go when they reply. The email format, we recommend that you leave it default as it is, HTML and text. And then if you're going to pull in any custom fields such as first name and last name, you can tell the system what your custom fields are labeled as. If you're not familiar with custom fields, make sure you check out the tutorial on creating custom fields. And this last option down here is send to existing contacts. And if I check yes, this is going to send this autoresponder to anybody that has clicked on that link in the past. Or if I leave it unchecked, it's going to start sending it to anybody moving forward that clicks on my link. So you have the option to click yes, send this to existing contacts, or only send it to contacts that match my criteria moving forward. So in this case, I'm going to leave it unchecked, and I want this autoresponder to go out only to the people that click on my link once I save this autoresponder. So now I have my sending options here, and I have two options. I can let the autoresponder go out immediately, or I can schedule when the autoresponder is going to go out. Now, I don't want you to get confused here because it says as soon as the contact joins my list. Now, that would make sense if they were actually subscribing to a web form and filling out a form on our website. But in the case of sending out an autoresponder for an email campaign, you need to think of it as kind of a virtual list, whereas the person or the recipient is going to be joining your list when they perform the specific action. And in this example, when they click on that link that I chose in the previous section. So I can have the autoresponder go out as soon as my recipient clicks on that link, or I can have the autoresponder go out whether it's a couple hours, a couple days, weeks, months, or even several years after they click on that link. So in this example, I want it to go out one day after they click on that link. So now down here we see the advanced options, and again we have these filled out for you by default, and we recommend you leave them as that way. You want to send the email as a multi-part, you want to track the open rates from the email when it goes out, and you want to track the links. If you embed any additional links within your autoresponder, you'll be able to track those as well. And now finally, you get to actually creating the autoresponder, and you have two options. You can create the content for the autoresponder from scratch. It's basically starting out with a blank screen, or you can use one of the templates that we have already created within the Enforce account. So you can go through here and select something that would work well for your autoresponder. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and select the citrus promotion one, and I'm going to click Next. And now you get to a familiar WYSIWYG editor screen where you can actually edit the design for the autoresponder. So first I want to give it a name. In this case I'll call it the Spring Promotion Follow-Up. And then I can go through and edit it just like I would edit any other email within Enforce. As we go down, you'll see the familiar screens where you can enter in your text content. And even down here, we can add attachments to it. So let's say I wanted to send the people that clicked on my spring promotion link, I wanted to send them this email, and I also wanted the email to have a document containing some more information. So all I need to do is hit the Browse button, browse to where the document is saved on my computer, and go ahead and select it. You can see now that it's loaded that document, and it's going to be sent out as an attachment each time this autoresponder goes out. So now all I have to do is click Save and Exit, and it's going to take me back to my main autoresponder screen. And I can see these. Number one, it successfully uploaded my file, the attachment that I selected, and the autoresponder itself was successfully generated. Now my final step, and we even put a warning in here, or a little information note in here for you, is to make the autoresponder active, you just need to go down and left click on the little red X so it becomes a check mark. Now my autoresponder is active, and anytime somebody clicks on that specific link that I chose 24 hours after sign up, which in this case is them actually clicking on the link, this NL Promo autoresponder email is going to go out to them. Now the beauty of this is I could set up a second, third, and fourth autoresponder to go out at different intervals to the same person. I would just go back through and do the same thing that I did in the beginning, except I would choose a different email template to send out for them and then set a different interval. So instead of it going out 24 hours after sign up, I can have one go out 1 week after sign up to follow up on the previous autoresponder. Then I can make one go out a month after they clicked on that link, and so on and so on. And you can set up as many autoresponders that you need. So I hope this helps shed a little light on what autoresponders are and how you can use them within your Inforce account. So thanks for watching this tutorial.